with wings. The cloud isn't dead because the edge is portable. Someplace in America, a safe distance of several feet from the shoulders of a major highway, drone cameras are flying in parallel with a fleet of tanker trucks. The next time you encounter a fuel truck or a milk truck, take a moment to see if there are any buzzing camera drones in its vicinity. What is cloud computing? Everything you need to know from public and private cloud to software as a service. An introduction to cloud computing from IaaS and PaaS to hybrid, public and private cloud. Read more. They've been commissioned to take thermal pictures of these trucks and transmit them live, in real time, to a server. There, the server reprocesses those images, producing 3D, full-motion heat maps. If one of these trucks is leaking or isn't well sealed, or if its contents are imbalanced and unsafe, an operations center is notified, and the driver may be told to pull over. This is actually happening. It's not an excerpt from a rejected script for a basic cable series about mindless drones overthrowing the world. It's part of a trial run commissioned by an undisclosed industrial services firm as part of an experimental use case for edge computing. The partner company for this trial may not be one of the first companies on your list of suspects. Limelight Networks, a content delivery network, CDN, service for some of the world's premier media brands, including CBS Media Group, sister company to the parent of Net's publisher. By most accounts, Limelight is the world's number 2 commercial CDN provider in terms of throughput, after Akamai. Tech Republic, Edge Computing, the Smart Person's Guide. Because we're a content delivery network, 90% of our traffic is outbound, Ersin Galioglu, Limelight Networks vice president, told Net. We do egress. That's the nature of our traffic. With a lot of these edge compute initiatives, there is a lot of traffic that is coming inbound. There is an inbound need to get the traffic into edge computing devices. We found this as an opportunity for ourselves because we have a vast 26 terabit per second network. But it's a 2-lane highway, and typically, I only use 1 lane. So we have a vast amount of idle capacity on the highway. We're at Waypoint number 2 in this first 4-part journey for scale, Net's new series on the big engineering efforts in technology and the people who dream and accomplished those efforts. Today, we find ourselves at the red pin on our map, at the point where the leased lines that connect customers to their data separate themselves from the public internet. It's the content delivery network, and it's moving to some place it's never been before, the input side. Also, the enterprise technologies to watch in 2017. Easily the worst kept secret on and about the internet is that a great deal of it is not actually the internet. Much of the multimedia content you received spent a major leg of its journey to you on a Fastlane, courtesy of your friendly local CDN. It's a set of leased pipes that bypass the public internet, access to which is paid for by the content producer. Up to now, the point of contact between the CDN and the customer receiving these large blocks of data has been generally considered a network edge. But as CDNs are discovering, and as a certain financial analyst may have missed, the edge itself may be portable. We don't have to do any major architectural changes to what we have built over the years, said Limelight's Galioglu, to capitalize on the move to edge compute by customers that you see around the world. More and more congestion is happening in the middle, and people are trying to push everything to the edge. There is a lot of bandwidth at the last mile, but as you get to the middle, there is a lot of congestion. That's one of the drivers for pushing to the edge. These devices are collecting vast amounts of information, and that information needs to be processed in real time, and this shift is going to obviate cloud computing as we know it. Galioglu told us Limelight's customer is considering expanding the trial as a means of safely scanning petroleum pipelines from top to bottom on a regular schedule. There are 2 drivers here, he said, the first and most obvious being cost reduction. But secondly, the cost of one accident or one leak, not just for containing the incident, but also the inevitable public reaction, may be great enough by itself that simply investing in this system should immediately ameliorate the risk factor, driving down insurance costs. The purpose of edge architectures in networks is to carve direct routes between the sender and recipient of data, bypassing the more tangled mesh of Internet Protocol (IP) routers. While this may sound contradictory to the oft-professed ideals of the Internet, e.g., democratization,